Hey guys, it's Hannah here, and today I have my What I Wore in September video for you guys. This is a series I've started, kind of a revamp on my monthly makeup basket. And basically, I still do a monthly makeup basket, but if I pull anything in throughout the month, it is what it is. But at the end of the month, I pull it all into this makeup bag, and I show you what I used in the month and give you some kind of speed reviews on them. So if you like this style of video, please give it a thumbs up, and let's just get into what I wore in September. Alright, let's start with eyeshadows because I had lots of new ones to play with. So, the two new palettes I played with in September are the Natasha Denona Mini Starlet and the Natasha Denona Glam Face and Eye Palette. So I picked these up in my most recent haul. Sephora was having a sale. I bought them. The Mini Starlet is the newest mini palette, and it looks like this. It has shadows that were in the Mini Retro Glam and the Star palette, I believe. I really like all of these shadows. It creates a beautiful look. I like the mattes. The one I used the least is Per Se, which is this one here. Galaxia is probably my favorite. It is like, it got a sparkly top coat element to it. Super pretty. I wish that Rhea, which is like the coppery, was a little bit more gold than copper, but it is what it is. Then we have the Glam Face and Eye Palette. So this is what it looks like. It is very neutral. Again, the outer corner shade can pull a little bit more coppery than goldy sometimes, depending what you pair with it. But I did an all matte look with this palette and loved it. I use the two shimmers, and they're that beautiful sparkly formula from Natasha Denona that I'm super excited to try more of in the I Need a Nude whenever I pick that up. And it has a cream blush and a powder highlight. The cream blush was good to work with most days. There was one day where it went a little bit too hard, but that's okay. I just need to be conscious of it, basically. I really like this. I think it's going to be the perfect travel palette, which is hilarious because I'm going away for a week here and I'm not taking that with me, but it is what it is. The other palette is my Sigma Ambiance palette. Now this is quite a warm palette. I went very warm this month. It's a beautiful palette. I really like a lot of the shades. The ones I reach for the least are probably Sunflower, Midas, and Burnish. So this one, and this one. The other shimmers I reach for quite a lot. I like the mix of mattes. I like the two dark brown mattes quite a bit. Sunspot and Enrich. I think they're both different enough to be worth having in this palette. I like them a lot. I did use Sunflower when I went and saw Beauty and the Beast. Super pretty, but normally I don't go for a super yellow gold. But my kind of go-to is Oasis or Basque in the crease, and then Luster or Firefly kind of all over the lid. Really pretty palette there as well. And keeping with the warm theme, I used these with the mattes in the Ambiance, and these are my two Victoria Beckham lid lusters. So I've got Honey and Blonde. I have formed an appreciation for Honey this month. I was quite disappointed when I picked it up because it's nowhere near as special as Blonde. And it's nowhere near as special as, like, my Hourglass Scattered Lights. But it is quite a cool toned goldy shade. which I ended up wanting quite a bit this month. Now, blonde is very special. I love blonde. It's no longer particularly special. It is a white base with a gold flip, and it's just something you can really sheer out to mostly have the gold and get rid of most of the base, and it's really quite special. These are very expensive eyeshadows. You do not need them by any means. You can get the blonde shade in a Colourpop shadow. I have it, but they are very beautiful. And then the last eye product is the Fractal Eye Paint from About Face in Tin Pan Alley. So again, I wore this when I went and saw Beauty and the Beast. And it's just I think they describe it as a marshmallow. It's a white base with blue and gold glitters in it. And I just blended it over Sunflower from the Ambiance palette. And it just became this sparkle on top. And it was very pretty, catching the light. Yeah, it's very pretty. What I also wore to Beauty and the Beast were the Kiss Impress Press-On Falsies. Now, I saw Taylor Wynn, I've seen Taylor Wynn talk about these for ages, and I saw Jessica Braun get these, and she didn't get, so I got the starter kit. So it comes with the lash applicator. And I think the lash applicator is very important for these. As someone who doesn't use a lash applicator to apply normal false lashes, like I can apply falsies without a lash applicator, these I think you definitely need them. Because it grabs the lash at the right, you can grab the whole lash, grab it not on the sticky bit, and place it exactly where you need it. And I think that's really important. I did only do one on each corner, and it was just enough to flare out the look and just give fullness on the outer edge where I feel like I'm sometimes lacking. I really liked these, and they came off super easy. Let's do lips, because the other thing I went and saw this month was Barbie. So, obviously, going to Barbie, I had to go pink lip. I have not worn a standard pink lip in a really long time. And I didn't realize how pink this lip liner was until I wore it. And I don't know how this used to be my everyday lip liner because it is so pink. This is East End Snob from Rimmel. And it is so pink. Perfect Barbie pink. Like crazy. So I filled my lips in with this, and then I went over the top with the Kaja Heart Melter Moisture Melt Gloss Stick in Crush Hard. And I honestly think this may only be the second time that I've used this product, because it is also so pink. And they pair together perfectly. And it was the perfect Barbie lip. But oh my goodness, I know I haven't worn a lip that pink in a very long time. What I wore most days, however, I alternated between Too Faced Badass, which is a click up lip liner, and it's a nudie brown, and it's a warmer nudie brown. And then we have Worthy from Rare Beauty, which from here looks like it should be cooler, but it's not. It's very similar. It's almost a little bit lighter than the Too Faced one. And then for lipsticks, I realize I'm gonna need to clarify which nude, I think I said this in the vlog, the whole video, which nude Venus I'm talking about, because this is Pat McGrath Satin Allure lipstick in Nude Venus. But I also have her Luster Shine formula in Divine Rose, in Nude Venus as well. And they're very different colours. I'm sure that I swatched them side by side in the whole video. But this is the Lip Fetish Divinal Lip Shine. And they're different. They are different. So this is the Satin Allure, and this is the Divinal. You can see from the shine. Look, the Divinal is warmer, I think, and the Satin Allure is very neutral, and I really enjoy it. And I really enjoy that formula. The packaging is nowhere near as luxe as Pat McGrath's other lipsticks, but the formula's great. Speaking of luxe, Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. I love this lipstick. How does this compare? I actually didn't compare the two as I say it. Okay, no. So Nude Venus is much lighter. So this is Nude Venus, this is Pillow Talk. Gorgeous. I love Pillow Talk. And then we've got Truffle Velvet. So the Velvet Lip Mousse in Truffle from Dose of Colours. They're different, but they're all family. And then MAC Honey Love. This is the most different for sure. Okay. Pat McGrath Nude Venus. Sorry, I'm looking to my mirror that's behind me. Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. Dose of Colours Truffle Velvet. And MAC Honey Love. So I wore a like warm pinky nude lip. Oh. So there's that. And then my Project Pan lip product is the Marc Jacobs Enamored High Shine Lip Lacquer in Mocha Chocolate, which is what I used to top that with. Or the Summer Fridays Lip Butter Balm in Vanilla, which is the clear lip butter balm. I basically have had this for a year and hadn't used it, so I wanted to use it, and I really like it. It's a good lip balm. And this one's the clear one, and it's very nice. I did not realize how close this one. Alright. Cheeks. Because, oh my goodness, I need to talk about the Pat McGrath Nude Honey Bronzer. Specifically, the Nude Honey shade. The formula is a bronzer. It is what it is. But the colour of Nude Honey, I think this is my perfect bronzer shade. This is the best bronzer shade I've ever worn. I'm wearing Charlotte Tilbury today, and I know that Charlotte Tilbury is too dark for me. But I put it on today. I was like, oh, I already miss Nude Honey. The tone of this bronzer is so neutral that if you are fair and struggle with bronzers being too warm, you need to get Nude Honey for the tone. If someone can find me a tone dupe of this product, I would be forever grateful, because it just looks so perfect on the skin and it blends like a bronzer. It's a beautiful bronzer, like it blends beautifully, but the tone of that bronzer needs to be shouted from the rooftops how fantastic it is. Oh my goodness, I love it. Highlighter, not as impressive. This is Lunar Allure. Lunar Allure, which is the lightest shade. So it is an icier highlighter. And it's very pretty, but it's not wow. I actually also wasn't I was more impressed by the Natasha Denona Super Glow in Fair. But I also don't know if this is worth the hype. It gives you a much more beautiful wet look. Whereas the Pat McGrath is much more kind of sparkly. The Natasha Denona gives you a gorgeous wet look. And I think when it came out, it was probably the first of those wet look kinds. But I have quite a few wet look highlighters. Do not get me wrong, I really like this highlighter. It's very pretty. However, I don't think it's as special as I thought it was. Am I happy I have it? Absolutely. I would have regretted not getting it. However, if you have wet look highlighters in your collection that you already enjoy, I don't think it's something you need to get, but if you love wet look highlighters, it's a beautiful one. For blushes, I obviously had the Glam Face and Eye palette as well. I prefer the Super Glow to the Glam Face and Eye highlight, but it's very similar. It's just that the Glam Face and Eye is a golden tone, whereas the Super Glow is that more champagne. That is it. Two blushes, powder blushes. The one I used the least was Colourpop Coast to Coast. And you will probably realize, because this is so cool toned, and as you've seen, most of what I wore this month was warm. So most of what I wore this month didn't go with this cool tone of a blush, but it is beautiful. What I wore when I wasn't wearing Natasha Denona was a Tude House Pink Brownie. This is gorgeous, and it's so affordable as well. It looks really unassuming in a swatch, but it looks super natural on the cheeks. It looks beautiful. It looks almost hot pink in that swatch, but it's not. It's a neutral pinky tone. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Alright. Then I've got the eyeliner I used, which was along with my, what is it called? Marc Jacobs Glitz Blitz, was the Hourglass Voyeur Waterproof Gel Eyeliner in Cave. This is not waterproof. This transfers to my lowest lash line. But oh my goodness, this is the darkest brown I've ever seen. This is such a deep brown. It's insane. I want to compare it to Tiramisu from Sephora collection, which everyone compares to Perfect Brown from Marc Jacobs. It is a gorgeous deep brown, but Cave is like a blackened brown. It is gorgeous. Gorgeous. The tone of it's beautiful. I love Sephora collection Tiramisu, don't get me wrong. And I love it because it wears better. But the colour of Cave is gorgeous. And then we have some base products. So there were a couple of days where I didn't wear my Project Pan powder foundation. And on those days, I wore the Giorgio Armani Power Fabric High Cover Foundation, because I think this is the next liquid foundation I'm going to pan. So I wanted to try that out. And as I was doing so, I obviously needed a powder. So I pulled out my new One Size Ultimate Setting Powder, and I will use it up. But it does what some translucent powders do on me, and it's take away the coverage on the cheeks. So for me, I need to be careful with how I apply it. Otherwise, I feel like I lose the coverage on my cheeks. And that happens with a few translucent powders. Jeffree Star one is the one that stings in my mind. But for the price tag, I would absolutely purchase Maybelline Fit Me Loose powder over this in the future. But I will use it up. It's not terrible. I just need to, it's one of the finicky powders, so I wouldn't repurchase it. As an eye base, I used my NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer in Chantilly. Under the eyes, I used the Sigma Color Corrector in Light to Medium. I really like this. I'm a big color correcting person when it comes to my under eyes, and this formula is really pretty. So I do mostly use the more medium shade on my inner corner to color correct, and then I use the lighter one on my outer corner to brighten. And I think that's a really pretty effect. I really like it like that. And then I used up my Dior concealer quite quickly in the month. So before moving on to my new Project Pan concealer, I finally played with some of the new concealers I haven't used yet. If you saw my big Sephora haul, I bought 3 new concealers, but I already had 2 concealers in my collection I hadn't used. So let's start with them. The Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Radiant Concealer. This has actual glitter in it. And while it's a really nice concealer, I actually don't mind it as a concealer. I cannot condone a concealer that has glitter in it. And the shade is slightly too light for me. This is the lighter shade. Charlotte Tilbury, shade 2. Which, crazy to think I'm not the lightest shade in things anymore, which is awesome. Wait till we get to the LYS and I'm like shade 3. Oh, amazing. But yes, that is going to be decluttered. I cannot condone concealer with glitter in it. This is a concealer I use in my kit, but I bought one for myself to use. It is the NYX Bear With Me Concealer Serum. I love this on clients to use it as almost, not almost, I use it as foundation on some clients. Not that I do many clients anymore, but it's really quite nice to use as a foundation. And since I'm not doing many clients, it's nice to be able to buy a smaller product. It won't go bad. But I use this under the powder foundation and it was beautiful. Just kind of really buffed out. I applied more than I needed to, buffed out across the cheeks, and it just gave me that little bit of extra coverage there. Very nice, very lightweight product. A not lightweight product, but oh my goodness, why have I not bought this sooner? Hourglass Birch Airbrush Concealer. You need very little of this product. It is very high coverage, but oh my goodness, it is gorgeous on the under eyes. This shade is almost a little bit too light for me, but I can make it work. It's beautiful. I am so glad I finally bought the mini because it's great. You know, it's also great. NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. This is Light 2 Vanilla, which at one point was too dark for me. Hence why I got the soft matte in Light 1. But this is actually a good colour for me now. This has such little product in it that I'll go through it in like 2 seconds, but it was a good reminder of how great this concealer is. Is it something I'll purchase in full size? Probably not. Because there's always new concealers I want to try. I want to try the new Natasha Denona. I would purchase the Hourglass in a full size though. That's phenomenal. But this is really pretty, but I wouldn't purchase it in a full size. And the one that is already a full size, the Valentino, I want to try the Valentino as well. The LYS Triple Fix Full Coverage Brightening Concealer. Oh, this is also beautiful. This is a great win for concealers. I don't think I've used it enough to know if I would repurchase it, because this was the last one I got to. But it is very beautiful. Very beautiful. I'm very ready to be finished with the concealer I'm currently panning, because then after that I'm very happy with all the concealers I have left, which is these 4 that I've talked about, and then Maybelline Instant Age Rewind, which I'll probably pan, and then I will only have these left, and I will be very happy with that concealer collection. As I said, I want to try, there's some concealers on my to buy list again, because everyone's coming out with concealers. The Tower 28 one, everyone's coming out with concealers, so I want to try more. So I don't think the NARS would be something I'd repurchase in full size. I can see myself repurchasing the Hourglass at some point, and the LYS I haven't tried enough yet, but so far very happy with all those concealers. Is that it? That is it for what I wore in the month of September. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you've been wearing lately, what you enjoy, what is not working. I'd love to hear it. And make sure you click subscribe to stay tuned for more videos, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.